Rebranding 6 live websites normally takes weeks and usually a designer. I did all 6 in 1 weekend on my own, not 6 landing pages. 6 live properties on one design system on top of one boilerplate I built, with Claude Fable 5 doing the work. Here is the part nobody tells you. The speed was not the model, it was one piece of architecture. Let me show you that first, then the sites, then where the model actually earns its keep. So let me explain the boilerplate first, because it is the thing that makes the rest possible. It is called AI Web Launcher.js. Part is not the point. The point is that the codebase is built for an AI agent to work on. If you have ever watched an AI agent rebuild your project structure a little differently every single session, this is the fix for that. Here is the origin, and it is a little embarrassing. JS skeleton for every project. And every time, the agent I was working with would reinvent the structure and break things in slightly new ways because it was guessing at how the project was laid out. So I built one shared architecture and then I shipped a map of it inside the repo. That map is the actual product. There is an AI rules directory and the CLAUDE.md memory bank that tell the agent how the project is really structured, the conventions, where things live, what not to touch. There is an MCP config so it can reach the right context. So when I say move everything to the new accent token, the agent knows what everything means in this code base, instead of hallucinating a structure that is not there. That is the whole trick. The hard part of a boilerplate was never the code. It is making a code base an agent can extend without breaking. Once you have that, rebrand once, propagate everywhere, stops being a slogan and starts being a Saturday. The rest is what you would want foregoing idea to deployed. A real docs site, a component gallery, and the integrations, database, email, payments, all env gated, so it builds and runs with nothing configured. Zero config until you want config. Now the model, because it is the part everyone gets wrong. If you have already written off Fable 5 as too expensive, this is the bit you are getting wrong. Claude Fable 5 is Anthropic's most capable public model right now, 8, and it costs about twice as much per token. Most people one-shot a landing page with it, watch it cost more, and decide it is a tax. It is not a tax, it is a routing decision. On a job like this, there are two kinds of work. There is the work where one wrong call costs you an hour later. The design system, the token structure, what one accent, never a fill actually means across 5 sites. And there is the routine work applying that decision to the 100th component. Fable 5 earned its premium on the first kind. The second kind, a cheaper model, handles fine. And I will be honest about where it beat me. Day 1, I ran Fable 5 as the session model and it crashed my subagent fanouts 8 and keeping Fable for the decision that mattered. Annoying. But the bug forced the exact discipline the bill wanted anyway. Okay, the 6. Watch the shared system carry across all of them and notice what is unique to each and what each one is actually for. AI Web Launcher, the boilerplate's own side. The thing that makes idea to deployed a weekend instead of a month. AI Mobile Launcher, the same idea for React Native, for when you are shipping an app, not a web app. WireRN at getwireai.com, the open source piece that lets an AI agent return real UI, not just text. A lot of this sits on it. My personal site at malikchohra.com, same system underneath. Casa Enough, the agency for when you would rather have this done for you. And Morrow Self, which looks different on purpose. And even that one runs on the same boilerplate underneath. I will come back to it. The rebrand was a move to one editorial system I call Colorway C. Off black background, off white for light mode, and exactly one accent, a muted teal. Type is bricolage grotesque, Geist and Geist mono. The rule I held was one accent, one line, never a fill, never a glow. No second color. That restraint is a premium signal, and it is also why it propagates cleanly. When the system is one neutral plus one line, There is almost nothing to get wrong across 5 sites. So you get a more expensive look for less work, not more. And because the architecture is the same, the SEO holds same metadata structure, same structured data, same sitemap, every site. I did not re-earn it per site. Let me show you the scores. Here are the deploy numbers. Page speed, desktop, run today. AI web launcher, performance 99, SEO 100, AI mobile launcher 96 and 100. Casa Innov, a clean 100 performance, SEO 100, layout shift of 0 on all of them, largest contentful band under half a second. The point is not that these are records, it is that they come out of the box. I did not spend the weekend chasing Lighthouse. The performance is a property of the architecture, so a rebrand does not cost it. That is the real claim. You can change how 6 sites look in a weekend, and the deploy scores do not move. Now Morrow Self, the one that looks different. It runs on the same boilerplate, it got the same fixes this weekend, but it keeps its own warm palette, rust on bone. It is a consumer wellness app. If I had dragged it onto the monochrome DevTools system, it would look sharper and feel colder, and cold is exactly wrong for what it does. That is the part I would have argued with myself about a year ago. The temptation with a shared system is to apply the skin to everything because you can. The taste is keeping the architecture and dropping the skin where it does not belong. One deliberate exception across 6 sites is a system. 6 identical sites is a template. And that is really what these are, an ecosystem. The launchers, the open source SDK, the app, the agency, different front doors into the same thing I am building, which is the infrastructure the next wave of AI products runs on. So, two takeaways. The model matters. Fable 5 is genuinely the most capable thing I can run, and it earned its premium on the calls that mattered. But the model is not the unlock. The system is one boilerplate, one design system, a few Claude code skills. That is what turns a powerful model into 6 rebranded sites in a weekend. If you want to follow this as it actually ships, the newsletter is where I post when things go live. Link below. And YRRN, the open source piece underneath a lot of this, is on GitHub now if you want to start it and watch. That is it. See you in the next one.